Hi folks, welcome to Peppy Learning. In this video, you're going to learn about one of the built-in functional interface named function, its uses in functional programming. Function is one of the core built-in functional interface in Java 8. Function accepts a parameter and returns a value. Function is one of the widely used functional interfaces. Function is used for transformations. Let us see a program and review it again. I have opened Niantu Eclipse workspace which got a project called Java 8. Now I'd like to create a class under a package named com.peppy.j8.fun.programming. I right click on this package, new class. I'd like to name this class as function fun programming demo. I select public static void main. I delete the auto-generated to-do code here by the tool. Now in this class I would like to demonstrate, let's say I have few users and I would like to display the user information by passing the functionality to a method. Let's say in the first scenario I pass the user and I pass the functionality as fetch the user complete name. In the second scenario I would like to pass the users and the information where I can fetch user complete name along with the location. So I need to have a user class. For that reason I select function programming package, right click, new class user, which got four fields called string first name, string last name, string location, string type. Now I have all the required fields. I would like to generate getters, setters and constructors. I use shortcuts for this. Now here you can see the default constructor and overloaded constructor and getter setters. Now my class is ready. I go to the functional programming class. Here I'd like to create list of users. Say list of user. I name this object as users equal to new array list. Now I'd like to add few users to this list. So I say users dot add new user. I would like to build the object with the help of constructor. For the first user, the first name is Shyam, last name is Kakumani, location is Bangalore and type is online. Now I'd like to add another user, users dot add new user. This time the user first name is Girish, last name is Kumar, location is Hyderabad and the type is offline. I would like to add one more user so that I'll have three users. Users dot add new user. The user first name is Ratan, last name is Sharma, location is Kolkata and the type is online. Now I have three users. I would like to pass these three users along with the functionality to a method to fetch certain results. Let me create a method which is public. The method name is process user and it takes two parameters, which is list of user, we call it as user list, and which takes a functional interface named function, which takes input parameter as user and return type as string. We call it as user fun. Now this method returns list of string, so we can say list of string. Now my method declaration is complete. In the method implementation, what it accepts is user list, and it is going to process this list of users with the help of function. So here I use for each to loop the user list. So I use for each, say each user. Now I'm getting each user. Now this user can be processed with the help of user fun. So I take user fun. So here user fun, this is functional interface reference dot, the method which is there is apply, which will accepts user, right? So now my functionality is complete. However, still you can see the error because you're not satisfied the compiler, because this method returns list of strings. So I'll create list of strings object. I call it as user info equal to new array list, and I would like to return the same what we have created, return user info, right? Now the compiler is happy because we are returning the user info of type list of strings. Now here when we apply this functionality user fun.apply, which is going to return us a string. So here in the function it takes user and returns string. So here we can capture the return as string, let's say info. Now this info we can pass to the user info list. So we go ahead and say user info dot add this info, right? Now our functionality is complete, where this specific method takes user list as the first parameter and functional interface as a second parameter, and this functional interface is applied on the user list object. Now I'd like to call this process user in the main method. To call this one, I would like to make this method as static so that we need not to create object for this. In the main method, I go and call process user, and this process user takes the first parameter as list of users. So we have created users, which is list of users, and the second one is user fun, which is expecting functional interface named function. So I will create a functional interface named function here and provide the lambda expressions for it. So function input type is user and return type is string. I call it as user function. Now I'm not yet implemented, but specified here, I replace the process user with user function. It's showing an error because we are not yet initialized. So I go and implement lambda expression for this function. I go ahead and say this is what is the lambda expression specification. So the first parameter, it accepts the parameter as user, so I mention it as user, and as it is only one parameter, you don't require parenthesis, and we'd like to return the value, and one statement is sufficient. For that reason, I'm taking the implementation body. I call here user dot get first name plus, here it is concatenation, and I add plus user dot get last name. So this is what we want. In the functional interface, what we want is we will pass user and we will fetch the first name, append with the last name. This is what we get. So when we call this process user, which is going to return us list of strings. So here it is list of strings. So I capture the return type to the list of string. Let's say user names equal to. Now here I would like to print the usernames which I captured. I say here sysout usernames. So everything is done. When I execute this program, I right click, run as Java application. You can see the output as only the usernames. You can see Shyam Kakumani, Girish Kumar and Ratan Sharma. Now I would like to replicate this time along with the first name last name. I'd like to get the location. So for that reason, what I do here is I copy these 3 lines of code and try to modify it. Here user function, I mentioned it as LOC, so that for location, and this time I take user first name, user last name plus appending with user location plus user dot get location. Right now my lambda function is ready, so I copy this lambda function and pass to the process user here. This time user names location. You see here I change the variable name as username location. I copy this, paste here. Now my second scenario is ready. I right click on this, run as Java application. Now you can see for the second list it got user name along with the location. So Shyam Kakumani Bangalore, Girish Kumar Hyderabad, Ratan Sharma Kolkata. If you see the program, we have created one and only one method. In this one method I'm passing the users list and I'm passing the functionality to be applied in this user list. So this is how you use functional interface named function in the functional programming. So when you are using function in functional programming, what does it do is it will transform the input type according to the output type you expected. So that's where it accepts a parameter and returns a value. Thanks for watching.